Thank God in the sky is Friday. What's going on, Mado? What's going on with you, bro? How you doing? Thank you for your view and your like, sir. Welcome. Friday. Got SmackDown night, so you can't handle the truth. Ron Killings. I'm glad we're going back to Ron Killings' persona. I know it's different for a lot of people, but people may not know about Ron Killings from TNA. But my boy was dope. My boy was reckless. He was crazy, off the hook, off the hinges, and all that. So it's good to see him back in that light. But yes, today is Friday, man. So I'm gonna discuss what's going on tonight on SmackDown. What's the word, Mado? My boy. Happy Friday, right back to you, man. Basically, we got John Cena versus Ron Killings in a non-title match. And the question is what we're gonna do. I don't want to say who's gonna win. I will say what are we gonna do, because there's two things that are probably gonna happen that have to happen. And it's all about how it's gonna play out. One of those two things is, for one of those two things is, one, Ron Killings ain't just gonna like win. Like he's not just gonna beat John Cena 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. That ain't gonna happen, because for reasons like why. That's not gonna happen. Two, it's not gonna be a John Cena beats Ron Killings thing and then that's it. There's gonna be shenanigans. There's gotta be shenanigans. There's gotta be something that goes on to cancel it or disqualify John Cena so R-Truth can win. It's something like that, to where R-Truth has a technical victory over John Cena. At least that's what I'm assuming. It's not the main event. At least I doubt it is. I don't know. I don't know. But it's gonna be something. Metal says Punk is gonna help Ron Killings win. The end fade to black. LOL. You know what? That makes sense. I'm glad you said that. We're on the same page. CM Punk is John Cena's opponent for Night Champion. So yeah, I can see Punk doing something to where Ron Killings technically wins. I don't think it's going to be a 1, 2, 3 moment, but I definitely think it's going to be a moment where Ron Killings gets the win somehow over John Cena. So yeah, it's going to be, I think, a really good match. I would love to see Ron Killings back to form. Hopefully he comes out with his bands on and the big baggy sweats, and I hope he loses the jorts. I think he should come back with his big baggy sweats like he used to, and you know what I'm saying, pop lock and all that. I think that's what it should be. What's going on, Rob Lafayette in the building? What's going on, brother? Thank you for your view and your like, sir. I appreciate you. Mado said RB. What's going on? Edwin Nicholas Ibarra. What's going on, Edwin? Edwin says, what is your name? I am Cypher, CYPHA. From now on, I'm going by my stage name on my channel, because it's mostly music, and it's going to be me, Cypher, doing videos and streaming and everything from that. No longer DJ, no longer Farside DJ, is just Cypher. So that's what it is. Rob said Ron Killings is now Super Saiyan. What's poppin', Mado? How you doing, bro? He says, going on, Milo, back to him. Ron Killings is now Super Saiyan. Yeah, Ron Killings is definitely pumped himself up to be a Super Saiyan, bro. Ron Killings took himself to the next level. It's good to see him. I'm glad he's back to black. Hopefully he gets the scissor kick back like John Cena did and all that. Or not John Cena, Booker T did. Because Ron Killings just do that too, and I appreciate that. It was real dope. Edwin Ibarra said hi with the waves. What's going on, Edwin? Thank y'all for your views and hitting the like button. I appreciate it. And SmackDown's gonna be pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on for tonight, as far as who's gonna win, wins, losses, all that good stuff. So all that. Matto said Killings put some stank on his scissor kick. Yeah, because with the scissor emoji, I like that. Edwin said he's going to subscribe. Hey, I appreciate that, Edwin. Real talk. Appreciate you. For real. Basically, Ron Killings would do his scissors kick, and he would be so fast. Like, Booker T did it. He was so heavy that he would do the scissors kick and then just fall with you. But like Ron Killings used to do his scissor kick so fast, and he'd be so light that he'd in mid kick you and then spin out. Like he does that elbow thing when he runs and spins out. He would kick you and then have enough time to spin out before he lands. It was so smooth, so dope. What's going on? Rob said, unlike Booker T, Ron Killings didn't throw away his Saiyan pride. Exactly. Ron Killings been a GOAT, you know? Robert said, get them likes up, y'all. Y'all heard what he said, man. Get them likes up. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody involved, you know what I mean? So that's what I think it's going to be with Cena and R-Truth, Ron Killings. Like Matto said, I think CM Punk's going to get involved. As far as Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, that one's kind of a toss-up because I'm pretty sure Asuka's gonna win. I'm convinced Asuka's winning the whole Queen of the Ring. But as far as how she's gonna win, I would only assume that Alexa Bliss gets cheated out of it by somebody interfering. It's gonna be a lot of interference here tonight. But I really think that it's going to be, and it's gonna be weird because I don't know like how far it's gonna go. As far as everything's concerned, I don't really know how far it's going to go. But I do know that, like, I don't know. I can see Asuka definitely winning the whole thing, but I don't know who's going to get involved with the Alexa Bliss situation. But I think Asuka's definitely going to win this one somehow. Probably interference from Charlotte or whoever may be beefing with Alexa Bliss. I don't know. Matto said, Chat GPT said Ron weighs 220 and Booker T weighed 270. When he wrestled. Dang. Booker T weighed 270? I thought he was like 255, but I mean, he probably did end up being 270 at some point. And Ron Killings was definitely at 220. So, yeah, I remember Ron Killings, man, being like bouncy. He was like Javon Evans back in the day in a way. Like, for real. So I can definitely see that. And as far as the main event, I assume it's the main event. It should be. Unless it's going to be Cena and Ron Killings, but I doubt it. But the main event should definitely be Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn. So here's how I feel about this. In most cases, you would say that maybe Randy Orton would win. But before I get to that, Matto said, and WWE's YouTube page is currently showing the press conference for Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford super fight in September in Saudi. Yeah, they really going heavy with Terrence Crawford, and it's funny because ever since Kendrick had that song out, which talked about Terrence Crawford, Euphoria, WWE like doubled down on Terrence Crawford. Like he's been on SmackDown, he's been in WWE talks, he's been all that. So I think that's really interesting. But as far as Randy Orton and Sami Zayn, I definitely want to give it to Sami Zayn. I don't know how they're gonna do it. In my personal opinion, I think they should have Sami beat Orton clean. It's a good point. Thank you, Matto. I think they should have Sami Zayn beat Orton clean. I don't think they're going to do it based on politics. But I also know that if Sami beats Orton clean, that solidifies my point, and to me, to where I know that Sami is probably going to go to the finals. Or he's going to go to the finals because the finalists will be against Cody, I'm assuming, or something like that. But I definitely think it's going to be Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes in the finals, if that's how the bracket's set up. I don't know, unless it's on the other side. But either way, Cody's going to the finals in the King of the Ring. I know that for sure. Definitely Cody Rhodes. But I think Sami should beat Randy Orton, unless they're going to have Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes in the finals at Night of Champions, to where we finally get that mentor-mentee match. Student match, whatever. I think that would be a good turnout too. Either way, it's a win for win. That's why I like this King of the Ring, because the Fatal 4-Ways are unpredictable, and there are Fatal 4-Ways as opening round matches, which I think is a great idea. And as far as them going back and forth, it really doesn't matter who it is. It's going to be a good outcome either way. But I think it's Sami's time at some point. So even if he doesn't win King of the Ring, he should definitely win the Royal Rumble. It's Sami's time. Get his time out the way. Everybody else have their moment. Give it to Sami. He deserves it. But yeah, maybe, like I said, I really don't matter who wins. I would like for it to be Sami, but I can definitely see Randy Orton beating him. Only problem is the last time they had a tournament, King of the Ring, I believe, last year, I'm pretty sure it was Orton versus Sami Zayn again at some point, and Orton beat Sami Zayn and went on to the finals against Gunther. So it would be really weird if he beat Sami in a tournament again. Really weird. Matto says, Russo said, WWE's laughable because each week someone has to win a King of the Ring, Money in the Bank, Triple Threat, Elimination Chamber, but Goldberg can just walk in and get a title shot at like 60 years old with an old man emoji. Well, apparently this is supposed to be Goldberg's last and final match against Gunther. I have no idea why, but it's supposed to be his last match, his retirement match or whatever. So that should be interesting. Yeah, like I said yesterday, I think him having a match for the title is more so like a shock and awe situation or money grab. Nobody expects Goldberg to win. Nobody expects that. I think it'll be really weird for that to happen. I mean, nobody else really wins their last match in WWE. Everybody usually loses. Undertaker was like the exception. That Saudi match was after. I don't remember. I think that was before. One way or the other, most people don't win their last match. So for them to just give it to Gunther, even though Jey Uso was a transitionary champion, whatever, for them to give it to Gunther just to lose it against Goldberg, I think that would be really weird. But I more so see like Gunther holding it and Seth tries to cash in, but Roman Reigns returns at SummerSlam or something. Something like that, to where he doesn't get the cash in at SummerSlam. I think that would be way too early, but I think it would make sense. I'd rather see a cash in at WrestleMania, Heist of the Century again, but we just have to see where that goes. Looks like it's about to rain again, but I just really don't know. I'm really not sure. Hopefully we get some good, some answers here, because I was really trying to do some yard stuff, but I might have to wait. Other than that, guys, that was like what I see going on for SmackDown. Mallow said it would be funny if Goldberg won and his family celebrates with his son and confetti. And then Seth slides in and hits him with the briefcase, catches in on Goldberg's last match in his hometown. Oh yeah, it is in his hometown. Oh, Goldberg's definitely not winning. You know what WWE does with hometowns. You are not winning in your hometown. That's not happening. It's such a weird trope, but yeah, you're not winning in your hometown. I don't care if you are a legend. It's in Atlanta. You know, that would be funny. I think that would be like one of those things where the crowd gives you the response you weren't supposed to get. Like, I can see like him winning and then Seth Rollins' music playing, and then the crowd just goes crazy cheering for Seth to cash in on Goldberg. And like him hitting him with the briefcase and everybody saying, one more time, one more time. Hits him again, gives him a curb stomp. Everybody says one more time. Gets hit with a tsunami for some reason, a spear, just because. And then another stomp. And then he wins the world title. And then everybody just laughs and cheers for Seth. And apparently they're supposed to be adding more members to the group. I don't know if it's one more member or two more members, but they're supposed to be adding to the group, so we will see. Also, for those who aren't aware and don't know what Digital Circus is, it's a newer show by independent animation studio company, whatever, that just got signed to Netflix like last year, earlier this year or something. And they definitely have a good show coming out. So I will be streaming the newest episode at 5 o'clock Central today for episode 5 of Digital Circus. If you don't know Digital Circus, I haven't heard of it, I suggest you go check it out. It's definitely worth the watch. It's really good, and you should hit the like button too, because I really would appreciate that. If y'all hit the like button, I appreciate that. No, Nato says, oh shit, good idea. That would get the stable over if all three of them destroyed Goldberg, because the stable is stale. I mean, it is two very similar guys, at least with Evolution. Batista was the strong powerhouse, and Randy Orton was the sly, like, young, up and coming, like, you know, youngster wrestlers. So they were definitely different. But this staple, not only is Paul Heyman not active, so he can't be Ric Flair, but Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed have two very close names, and they're both powerhouses that will break you down. So they definitely need, like, I really would like Austin Theory to join, to be honest. I really would like to see Austin Theory join and be like their Randy Orton, their real Randy Orton, honestly. I think he would be a great fit for it. Rob said I'll be there for it. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Rob said, fun fact ideas been pitched for Ricky Saints and Ethan Page to join Seth and Friends. Wow, that would be good too. I would definitely like to see Ricky Saints join. So maybe not Austin Theory, maybe let's do Ricky Saints. I'm not sure. But I would definitely like to see Ricky Saints. Ethan Page would be good too. But I think at that point it might be a little overcrowded. But we should definitely have like an army of people for Seth Staple. Because 2 people, 3 people in total ain't enough. We need, like, I would say either 4 or 5. So let's get it going. That's my opinion. Other than that, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming through. Thank y'all. I'll see y'all in like 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Show start at 5 o'clock. I'll be there at 4:45, and that'll be it. I'll be on there live. We'll do the video and we'll talk about it too. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for sliding through, coming through. Thank you, Matto. Thank you, Rob. Everybody sliding through. And I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all be easy. Enjoy y'all Friday. It's the weekend. Yeet.